As my A2 Media magazine product was the first magazine I'd researched, developed and changed, I had a fresh outlook on how I felt I could adapt a magazine that was not specifically cutting edge in terms of content and genre. I looked through other magazines for inspiration and found that there were two magazines that stood out to me. The first was the Evolo magazine for its simplistic, futuristic approach on constructing the layout of a magazine whilst blowing half the codes and conventions out of the water. The second was, surprisingly, Top Gear magazine, as I thought the way it portrayed the messages were evoking and really called out for the reader to turn the page, and in terms of codes and conventions it was all very official and obviously professional. What I mean by this is that it gets the message across very well, however it is also very engaging. What I decided was needed for the magazine was the readability of the Top Gear magazine and how it used an iconic masthead that is instantly recognisable. With the Volo magazine I wanted to carry its edginess across to my magazine, with the centre point being the image of the stained glass window. I then felt that I should not include a headline, as my magazine was intended to be a flick-through information and not have the main focus being a single aspect. To retain this idea of my magazine becoming closer to a leaflet in the sense that I'm supplying information, I broke away from the regular code and conventions and decided not to include a contents page. This way the reader will continue to read the magazine and make it interesting, as there is a sense of suspense to turn the page. I found it very hard to find a magazine which didn't use a contents page, so I think that it is a challenge towards a magazine's conventions, as I've left the content a surprise, apart from a minor detail on the front cover. On the front cover I included the barcode at the top right in order to draw attention to it. In order to refrain from confusion, I also made sure that the fact my magazine was a free magazine. The barcode is not to be scanned when it is sold. It's sharing influence from the Top Gear magazine for a downloadable version. The barcode is recognisable to an app that is available on Android phones that will allow access to a downloadable version of the magazine with additional info, much like the one used in Top Gear, but also found in other magazines such as 442 and Ride UK magazines. I think including this aspect opens up my magazine, which has a demographic aimed at older people, to cross-media convergence through the use of tablets, which have a massive growth in sales to people over the age of 50 with a portion of disposable income. My magazine being free also allows for synergy through advertising companies being able to allocate suitable adverts for the magazine, as local businesses will be able to use the opportunity to benefit from people actually reading the South Coaster magazine for inspiration for what to do in the local area.